chat monitor. Alright. Oops. I apologize, I am a little late. I was not expecting to get stuck in a boss fight in Monster Hunter Stories 2. And then I was in a boss fight, and so I had to wrap that up. But I am here now. Let me scooch a little closer. Then scooch closer. That's good. Okay. Alright. So, last stream, we did have a death. However, we got all of the Mega Stones that we needed to complete this team. At least as it currently is. So, like, we got Dragalgite, we got Starmanite. We already had Pidgeotite, but we'd not had a Pidgeot. Now we do. So we're pretty set on that front. We have a couple really high-leveled mons. Don't worry about it. But we are at the point where it is time to work on getting to rank A. So, in the meantime, I kind of have to go around and find who is even my main challenge to get there. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I think I'm gonna run over just so that I can collect some crystals on the way, and let's have FIQ with us. Oh, actually, it's going to be nightfall rather soon. We might be doing a night before we get to the Looker Bureau. Which is fine, because Epilepsy does need levels. And I do need more Challenger points, I think. Before I can... Oops. I'm good for one accidental ball throw per stream. Where I just hit the wrong button. It is nighttime now. So we're actually going to go, instead of going on foot, we're just going to go over to the Battle Zone, which actually is conveniently close to the Looker Bureau. I do have one thing I must call attention to. Before I can heavily do stuff during this stream, and that is that I was wrong. I wholeheartedly was expecting Pokopia to not be good. And it turns out that is far from the case. It is currently, as far as I know, it still holds this title. But there's a chance that it's gone down or up a bit since then. But last I heard, it was sitting on Metacritic as the highest rated Pokemon game in history, which is crazy. However, I will note, I still have no intention of checking it out. I already have a relatively casual game coming up in the nearish future in Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. So that's kind of taking priority for me as far as casual life simmy chill games go. And in the meantime, even before that, I've got Animal Crossing to keep me stocked on casual cozy vibes. But it is cool that it is good and that people are enjoying it. That is nice to see. I am going to... if I'd used Psyshock, I would have gotten points on the one. Goodbye, Kangaskhan. Khan. And he has nothing to fear. Okay, and he has something to fear here. Okay. Whoa. Goodbye. They pulled out their own Mega Pidgeot. I'm glad I was able to tank the Hurricane with Mega Evolving. That's good. So one of the nice things is, like, if you time your Megas, you can basically use it like Protect. Which is cool, because, like, it does form, like, a shell around you, so it feels like that should make sense. Oh, I overshot. No, could have just done that. Okay. Alright, there's another screw up there. I do kind of want to get that. And maybe there's like a path to the rooftops from over here as well. But yeah, about Pokopia, I will say, I am excited. So apparently all of the new forms that they've introduced are given like official form names. They're not just that Mon's name as it was like announced. Like, you know, Pikachu is not the name of that form. It's not a separate Mon. It is just a Pikachu that has the pale form. Mosslax is a Snorlax with the mossy form. So that titling gives them some level where it feels like they could be added to like real games. And most importantly, in that like kind of area, the new Rotom has a different type than any other Rotom form. And I think that's neat. So it's an electric normal type, which means it's both immune to Ghost and it's immune to all the things are happening from this Pyroar. I don't know how it did so much. Wasn't very nice of it. Alright, Caramble needs to be deburnt for sure. I should have a burn heal. Yeah, I have a ton of burn heals. Like I never get burnt, so it's not like a thing that I often am utilizing. Okay, with that, and then we'll explode. Altaria! And then I shared in a post on Wednesday a screenshot of this, but actually on my Blue Sky there's a newer post that has a better image of the map that I have been working on in the Fake project. That I've been wrapped up in. Like I haven't shared a lot on Blue Sky of like things I've been working on recently, just because so much has been like directly tied to that. So I made a couple posts, kind of look one long post really, kind of just going like, hey, this is something I'm doing right now. Kind of what I've been up to lately as far as my artistic endeavors go. I don't know what my Klefki's doing. I think my Klefki's stuck. I don't know if that curse landed on me. I'm gonna switch back in a second anyway, so it's not gonna matter. Just about got the new Challengers ticket. Goodbye. I was like, you're gonna try to explode on me. Goodbye, Dragouty. Honestly, this Klefki is really nice. I have not really considered Klefki like all that good of a mon, like historically. Like, I think it's a fun design. It's just, I don't know, a lot of like single stage mons just don't connect with me. Just partially because I like to see, like, as a Pokemon progresses, you know, but also, just because I can. Goodbye. But yeah, like, I like to see like how Pokemon progresses as it evolves, but also just the nature of single stage mons. They don't always have the best stats. Like, they're often somewhere between like a second and third stages stats, so like not all of them really land as inherently good stat wise. Though they do often have good move sets, at least, that kind of help with that, or good abilities. But like with that kind of situation going on with Klefki, it just never really stuck with me as a mon that I cared about. But I am quite liking having me on the team here. Okay. Let's go Giga Drain this. What's this? I hit you with Giga Drain too. Simi Seeder. This guy's a coffee guy, so he's gonna give me a free heal. After all this. Whoa. I do want to mention, I do have plans to make a bit of a video on the announcement for Winds and Waves. I just have to actually get my script fully sorted. Because I initially was like, oh, this would be like a fun idea for like a short, and I could make it a series of shorts. But I wanted to kind of have more... It's not that I would have more control, but like, I don't know, more room to talk than, like, you know, the 3 minutes that I would have for a short. And then I was like, you know, in worst case scenario, if I want to, I can edit this into shorts if I'm happy with the end product and want to, you know, go through and do that. Like, I have that option. It's not like it's a crime. Audino. Mega Audino. Goodbye, Mega Audino. You're not lasting here. I will take the free heal. I hate how every time I find, you know, one of the trainers that heals you after the fight, it's always right after I just found one of the trainers that heals you after a fight, so it's like I don't get a lot of health that I didn't have from that. That's KO. Barbarical. Trying to get its health low enough that I can reliably flash cannon it down. Nice. And that should clear out both of my steel ones. Yes, it does. And then, again, another healing guy. That's 3 heals after a fight in a row, and then I'm not going to find any more for, like, who knows how long at this rate. Oh, who's out here? Looking for trouble. It just gets blasted by Sludge Bomb. You thought, man. Yeah, if I'd used Bubble Beam, that would have been nice. But I did not. Okay, let's check the rooftops again. Do you want to come over, dude? No, you're just gonna stand there? Turn around, maybe? Yeah. There's a super effective move. Sliggoo. Can hit you with Dragon Pulse. I will gladly take this. Super effective move, doesn't matter what kind. Cool. I have 1 to use ground moves. Oops. Yeah, we'll just do this. Ground moves. Pull back. Draining Castle one shot. Goodbye, Lucario. You're gone. Okay, that just KO'd. Not what I was expecting, but I'll take it. Run. Alright, that's ground, that's super effective, that's KO. Sneaking up with a bug move, that's everything. Everything got a little bit there. I don't know that I can sneak up on 2 more with bug moves though, but... Have anyone with ice at all? I don't think so. No, did not sneak up. Nope, goodbye Heracross. Not letting you do much there. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight anyone else. The new day has dawned. Oh, also, as a small note, I adjusted how I display the subscriber goal. So instead of giving the current total and the goal total, it instead shows the goal and how far from the previous goal to the next goal we are. So it's a little more kind of zoomed in, just because like it was like every time I would adjust it, you know, as it would be met, it would just, you know, add a small chunk. I feel like, I don't know, if it was me, I'd be like, man, I don't make a lot of an impact when I subscribe. I'll do it this way. Then it's a bigger chunk that shows up per subscription. Thank you for returning me my Pokeball, sir. I got a decent number of levels on Apathy from that. Okay. New moves. Oh, I get Hurricane now. That's good. Oops. Kind of want Twister there. Because a quick attack still has a lot of utility. Okay, let's actually continue the story. Twister. Hurricane! Just causing chaos here. Cloudy. I do not know what this is. I was trying to see if I could look at a couple things in this. Probably. I'm just researching to see if there's any footage I could grab in the near future. for video type thing. Alright, into the Looker Bureau. Hey, Mimi, you doing okay? Hello there, what can I do for you today? If this is about your case, I've narrowed down the list of likely candidates by looking at people who came to Lumios within the last few years. Thanks, Emma, but it's actually another missing person we're here for today. Another missing person? Alright, let's hear it. We need to find DB's opponent for our next promotion match. Do you have a name? Grisham. Grisham. I know the name. One of the top-ranked trainers in the ZA Royale, or so I've heard. I can give you the information you need, but this knowledge could potentially put you in danger. Do you still want to know? Of course. I figured you'd say that. Okay, I know what to do. If you beat me in battle, I'll tell you what I know. Alright, come on, let's head outside. Ani has gained so many levels just from being, like, the primary tank of the team. Yeah, if we're doing this with Ani as the lead. Emma stayed out of the ZA Royale because she's always got tons of detective work on her plate. But you ought to know, she's super strong. Are you ready to battle me? I'm ready to win. I'll be using Pokémon that were given to me by a man who played an important role in my life. Malamar, everyone, let's go. Then. Ow. Alright, send out your Malamar. I'm gonna one-shot it with freaking Draining Kiss. My Pokemon and I aren't alone. My old mentors have our backs in spirit. Oh, it tanks it. I guess it does have really high special defense when it megas. I should have thought about that. Good thing those guys aren't, or those old guys aren't here to see this. Tell me, what do you two know about Team Flare? They're the group that caused a ton of trouble for Kalos 5 years ago, right? Exactly right. Their group was led by a man named Lysander. He disappeared 5 years ago, but now he's reappeared calling himself L. He's been spotted running around town with a mysterious Pokémon. It seemed suspicious, so I decided to investigate them. Not for a client, just for me. But everything I've uncovered tells me that L hasn't been doing anything sinister at all. In fact, he seems to be genuinely trying to help save Lumiose. So it's not the old guard we've got to worry about here, but rather the new. You see, about 5 years ago, I had my own ties to someone who was involved in Team Flare. That's how I heard what I'm about to tell you. Before Team Flare collapsed, they started making moves to ensure they left a legacy. Apparently, they tried a few different things, including making the expansion suit that I use. Another one of their efforts involved training up a new generation to carry on their ideals. Grisham was one of the young trainers that Team Flare taught. Though it's not clear if Grisham is even a real name or not. And now it seems Grisham is taking part in the ZI Royale. But why? To what end? Could it still be for Team Flare? There's no real saying for sure. Not until I do some more digging at least. You know what? I bet Mabel at the Pokemon Research Lab could tell you more about Grisham. You mean Mabel knows Grisham? Sorry, but that's not for me to say. It's up to Mabel to decide how much she wants to share. Alright, thanks for the tip, Mabo. I'll do some investigating of my own. You should go to the Pokemon Research Lab and see what Mabel says, DB. Do check. One thing I'm trying to do is... Okay. Trying to look at this. Okay. Still not enough. Okay. Let me get a little closer to this. Just want to make sure. I'm trying to make the gamma level show. It's not gonna be that. Just from the gamma level is what I adjusted before to do this. there's some sort of thing I did in the past. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Don't mind me. See, that's like too much contrast. Trying to like get this. Where was I? I know I had it visible at one point. Hello? bunch of changes. I'm not seeing it showing up. I don't know why. I had it shown before. Oh, interesting. If I... Okay. Wait. This might be working. If I have that in like the default color space. Okay. Now I can adjust the filters. Okay. We're getting somewhere. A little too much on the saturation. I'm getting there. I'm making this work. I'm getting it. Okay. I think I fixed my qualms with how it was looking for the most part. Okay. Saturation might still be a little wacky or something is. It's a little bright on that yellow. I'm trying to get it to like match kind of what I see. Okay, that feels mostly similar. Okay, I think I'm happy with it. Okay, detour done. I'm gonna get back to this. Okay, so we're off to the research lab. To the director's office. No? Wait, I have a good comparison here. Okay. We're back at it. We're back at it. This is a nice shot for me to... Alright. Okay. There we are. Got it. That rat. That vile little man. I can't believe that, Mayor. It's not my fault we keep getting more wild zones. And it's not even like I can tell him off. Not when he knows I'm basically at his mercy. But that doesn't mean I should get worked into the ground. I'm acting director of this place. Alright, back at it. Hello, ma'am. Are you making progress on my research tasks? I want to know about Grisham. Grisham? Who could that be? Someone who is in Team Flare? Team Flare. Seems you already know more about Gris than I would have thought. Fine. So I used to be a part of Team Flare. Wait, seriously? I mean, she's got the Team Flare game merger, come on. I don't really mind telling people if they're merely curious. But there are still people who react badly if they even hear the words Team Flare, you know? So I don't exactly walk around advertising it, but I won't lie about it if I'm asked either. When everything fell apart, I got taken into custody along with the others. But I took a plea deal. So I got made acting director of this lab. Easy to keep tabs on me if I'm always stuck here, right? My role in Team Flare also had me looking into Pokemon energy and all, so I don't hate the work. Sorry, I didn't mean for the sob story to spill out. You want to know about Grisham, huh? He was part of the younger generation in Team Flare. Everyone called him Gris. It means gray. Technically Gree, but I don't know. Is it Grisham? I guess it would be Grisham. If that's the case. Grisham. Like the color of ashes. It was pretty strong. Sorry. He was pretty strong when it came to Pokemon battles. Not that he got much chance to show off that skill at the time. I honestly don't know what he might be thinking now, joining the ZA Royale. But if you've really got to know, you might want to try Nouveau Cafe over in Centrico Plaza. What's that? Nouveau Cafe? You'll find out when you go, won't you? Sheesh, kid. Don't take all the mystery and fun out of life. You're about to walk into a pretty sticky situation, but I'll be there to help you when the time comes. And don't forget, I still want you to keep up the research work, too. To the lobby! Let's see. Let's go heal up. Alright, we are going to go to... Nope. Thank you. I love that she stops you if you accidentally try to heal twice. She's like, you're healed, kid. You okay? Like, you're good. Running! Alright, I'm gonna send out Aplati, and we're going to tear through all of the crystals on the way to the cafe, but we're not gonna spend too long on it. Last set, I can't keep doing it. Wow. The twister didn't even hit the top one. Okay. Alright, we're good. Yeah, go talk to him. The only good thing we've got to offer is our location. You here for another nasty drink? If you'd like to order something, please speak to the young lady there. I'd like to order a meeting with Grisham. Grisham? Well, isn't this entertaining? It looks like you've managed to find your next opponent. The quiet master of Centrico Plaza's famed Nouveau Cafe truck is indeed just a front. The truth is, I'm one of the top-ranked trainers in the ZA Royale, the foremost trainer in rank B, and the boss of Team Flare Nouveau. Yes, you found me. Grisham at your service. I've got my own goals to achieve, goals that have brought me to the ZA Royale, which is why I cannot let you defeat me. I suppose this still makes little sense to you, however. It still makes little sense to you, however. Shall I explain the whole thing? Grisham, you know this kid is with AZ. There's no point even trying to explain it all to someone on AZ's side. This is Grizel, one of my comrades in Team Flare Nouveau. Let's just take this kid down right here, right now. We've got the chance. Grizel, please do calm yourself. Nouveau Cafe is here to offer comfort to the masses. It's no place to start a commotion. Fine. I sent you a location. If you care at all about knowing the truth, go there and wait. We'll close up shop, then head over. If you'd be so kind, please check your map and find your own way. We'll meet you there. Oops. And now we can do more. Hurricane! Twister! Okay, that Twister hit everything. I don't know what happened with the last one. Wham! Good deck. Do that. Oh, that will. Alright, here we are. How am I doing on those crystals now? I just want to make sure that I'm... Well, then again, I'm not... There's like no chance that I'm gonna hit the limit anymore. Because it's... They upped it by like 10x. Okay. Look at you, waiting like a good little girl. I imagine you must be asking yourself why we would want to meet at such a spot. This is Lysander Cafe. It was a very important place for everyone in for anyone in Team Flare, though now it is an empty storefront. No one has any desire to rent a location so closely associated with such a disreputable group. And since no one wants it, we've taken the liberty of continuing to use it as a base for Team Flare, or more rightly, for Team Flare Nouveau. You do know about Team Flare, don't you? Of course I do. What could an outsider like you know about what Team Flare really was? Grisham, this kid is our enemy. She's nothing but an obstacle to all the goals we hope to achieve for Team Flare Nouveau. There's no point in trying to explain everything to someone like this. Let's just get rid of her. The world has not been kind or forgiving toward those of us who were part of Team Flare. I'm afraid it's all too understandable. Sad though it is, that some harden their hearts in response, like Grizel here has done. My apologies. I'm afraid there's simply no stopping Grizel once she's set on a course of action. Though it will mean revealing your battle tactics to me before our promotion match, I must ask, please, won't you grant Grizel the battle she desires? Bring it on. Fight me. I will, and I will win. I'm going to burn you to the ground. There won't be enough of you left to fight in the ZA Royale. Dang, Grizel. Chill. Just a little chill, please. Talon Blade. Combo. So we're just gonna go straight into Mega. We've never Mega'd Caramel yet. So it's time that we do. Aerodactyl. I kind of want Carambo to be able to... okay. We're not doing Metagross with Carambo. Goodbye, Metagross. That was just not good for you. Okay. Okay, we'll switch. So she's going to use her Mega Pyroar. I've got to win this battle. We can't let anyone stand in our way. Take these out. Mega Pyroar! You just sat there and cycled healing moves. I'm sorry, Grizel. This is ridiculous. I lost. My Pokemon lost. That was well fought. I expected nothing less from Team MZ's new ace. The one who seeks to save Lumio City. I'd say it's time for a little coffee break. Voila, one Ember Roast, our signature drink at Nouveau Cafe. That should have perked up the Pokemon who battled for us as well. Now that we're all feeling refreshed, allow me to teach you about the true history of Team Flare. And what it is we hope to accomplish. Please, join us inside. Whee. The fiery red of Lysander's burning passion. That is what fills this Lysander Cafe. And here in this place, I'd like to explain to you why I chose to battle in the ZA Royale. Shall we begin with Team Flare? You see, the group known as Team Flare provided a place for people to come together and help one another, all to achieve a more beautiful world. However, our leader, a man named Lysander, grew disillusioned with humanity over time. Fearing what the future might bring, he set his sights on a new goal of his own, to reduce the number of people in the world. In the end, Lysander made a truly foolish choice. He chose to use the ultimate weapon. Do you know about the ultimate weapon, which nearly burned the Kalos region off the map? That weapon was AZ's creation. You may only see AZ as the kindly figure who has provided you with a place to call home. But if he had never built something so horrifying as that ultimate weapon, then Lysander would have never been driven into such madness, and we in Team Flare wouldn't have become society's outcasts. And now it appears AZ is out to save Lumios, relying on the support of your Team MZ. Honestly, it's laughable. My apologies. I imagine you don't know how to respond to such an unexpected outpouring. And of course, you might not even believe a word that I've said. That is why I invite you, DB, to witness the truth yourself. How's that? You'll see. Open sesame. Beyond that door lies the former Lysander Labs. It was a facility used for research in the days when Team Flare was still active. And it was down there that we learned AZ's secrets for ourselves. That is where we learned of the terrible weapon that AZ created. You must see the truth with your own eyes, if you are to fully understand how awful it is. Lysander Labs was designed to be labyrinthine. And, of course, plenty of wild Pokémon have taken over the place since it was abandoned. You might be done in before you ever get to see the truth for yourself. I figured enough time had passed for you to have gotten yourself in some trouble. Let me guess, you're down in Lysander Labs? If so, there should be an elevator right in front of you. See it? You'll need to find an elevator key. There should be one lying around there somewhere. Okay, so this is a place where we get an encounter. And it's a non-wild area. So this is a true, just like, you get an encounter type encounter. So okay, so we're gonna do Lysander Labs. Though this one does have a lot of very specifically located zones. So actually, I am going to randomize it. Duplicate tab. Let's see the spawns of wild mons. There is 12, 15 possible spawns. So we'll generate a number 1 through 15. And if it's an alpha, we're gonna re-roll just because like those ones are. So we got a 6. 6 is Electrike. Electrike is my encounter for this place. That's a little ways in. if I'm remembering it correctly. Oh, that's the exit. Okay. That not do as much as I was hoping it would. Okay. Okay, let's activate this. Yeah, if I was doing this with like a standard style encounter, my encounter here would have just been catch Houndoom, but I do have Houndoom already, so I guess it wouldn't have been Houndoom. Do I have a Noibat? It would maybe have been Noibat or Noivern. That would have been my encounter. Okay, let's go there. So I guess my encounter would have been Manectric going the normal way, but I'm gonna get the Electric that's towards the middle of the place. Alright. Let's go and get to this. It's a Dawnstone. Huh? Nice. There it is. Electrike gathered. And also I need to collect a double team reward. So I have Dark Pulse, and I have Double Team. Okay. Electrike. What are we gonna name an Electrike? This is 15, I think. Okay. Trying to think of a good... I want something sour for Electric, you know? Like, I feel like Electric needs to be a sour thing. But I feel like Lemon is too basic. He loses the green when he evolves, so I don't think Lime makes sense. Okay. They're not like super sour. Okay, is that tea? Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I think that's a fun name. Miert E. So that means like blueberry. Which I think blueberries can be a little sour if they're like less ripe. So I think it's a fun name. Okay, so I can use this key card here. And we're gonna hit you with a dazzling blade. Okay. Activate this panel. I need to open that door. I don't have this key card. Oh, I guess I can use that teleporter. Just check to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Ooh. Oh, there is the key card that I need. Card. Okay, door open. And this is the only place where you find the bell. They're exceptionally hard to catch, too. You have to, like, despawn them and respawn them constantly if you want to try to even catch one. Okay, let's activate the power. Teleport me. Okay, quickly through. Kill it. Go run. Okay. Got that. Click this. Okay, so we just did that. I just check. Is that the card I just picked up? Yep. I do want to check. What are my stats right now? Yeah, my special attack ain't bad. Special defense is. Alright, hello, Aegislash and friend. Friends is gone. Aegislash is gone. Elevator key acquired. I love that, like, this is clearly one of the stones. I think that's so cool. Like, that's just one of the stones that's in the Route 10. Right outside where the machine is. Like the ultimate weapon. Yeah, it's more work time. And this is where AZ was kept. I find it cool. I will say, I think it would be cooler if this was a more one-to-one recreation of the area, but if I remember correctly, there's like some, like, not zigzags, but like, there's a little bit of extra area because it's, you know, you fight some trainers on the way over there. They did not really adapt that. But it's fine. Like, they adapted the vibes of the area, you know? Security check initialized. Possession of all keycards has been confirmed. Commencing partial reboot of systems. Systems rebooted. Voice guidance enabled. 4 files are available for playback. File 1, the device. File 2, the fuel. File 3, the legends. File 4, our shared dream. Which file would you like to review? The device. The device that grants life. I'm sorry, the device that grants life. This device was created 3,000 years ago in the past. 3,000 years in the past. It was originally designed to restore life to a Pokémon that had perished. We have found this ultimate weapon buried in the earth beneath Geosenge Town. It has been well preserved. We believe we can have it operational with a little work. Also, but we have not yet found the necessary key to activate the ultimate weapon. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Just there's a smidge visible in this room. It's not quite so dark. There's another good calibration room for my stream visuals. We believe AZ should still possess it, since he was the machine's creator. We must find him and capture him without delay. The device that grants life, in fact, grants the deceased life stolen from other Pokémon. This is because the basic function of the device is to distill energy into its purest form, then emit that distilled energy. This emission can take the form of convection, radiation, or conduction. Thus, life can be conducted back into a Pokémon that had lost its own, allowing it to be revived. What then would occur if we were to fuel the device with the energy of a legendary Pokémon? Which file would you like to review? The legends. Kalos is said to have 2 legendary Pokémon. Xerneas, which represents life and rebirth, and Yveltal, representing destruction and death. The power to grant life and the power to steal life. These are mysterious abilities that even science has not been able to decode. What would happen to the world if we were to use such a power to activate the ultimate weapon? Which file would you like to review? Our shared dream. As the world grows wealthier, the number of Pokémon and people will only continue to grow, and that growth will invite new difficulties. In time, life will fill every corner of the planet, until no more life can be sustained. When there is only one of something, it cannot be shared. When something cannot be shared, it will be fought over. And when something is fought over, some must survive without it. The only way to create a world where people live in beauty, a world without conflict or theft, is to reduce the number of living things. My comrades in Team Flare, the time has come to lead the world toward a more beautiful future. Hi, Zygarde. Have you learned the secret of the ultimate weapon? How truly abominable it was. AZ created that weapon. Then, 1,000 years later, he also made a device that now dwells within Prism Tower. Oh, but how? Zygarde seemed to wish that I come to this place. I have lost most of my memories, and yet this place does bring back something. What I remember most clearly is AZ. When I spoke with him 5 years ago, through the bars of his cell, I did not know his true intent, but I did learn of the device within Prism Tower. I set my mind on activating both the ultimate weapon and that device. But to activate the device required a certain Pokémon, one particular Floette. And there was no way to know where that Floette could be found. That led me to abandon my plans for the tower's device. But the ultimate weapon could still be activated, using the key AZ carried. And so I did. There was an explosion. I remember that much, though I cannot recall the cause of it. Perhaps the weapon was incomplete. I was buried deep in the earth together with Team Flare's secret base. But you're still alive. Zygarde saved me. It worked to protect all living creatures in the area from the light raining down, the deadly light of the ultimate weapon. In doing so, Zygarde exhausted its own power. But, at the weapon's activation, the device in Prism Tower awakened as well. Sensing danger, now it has become a threat to Lumiose. It could fully lose control at any time. To stop the device and protect this city, Zygarde must regain its true power. It has given me a mission. Sooner or later, the tower will enter a frenzied state, similar to Rogue Mega Evolution. The only one who can bring it back under control is AZ's Floette. Yes, we need the Eternal Flower, and a trainer who can draw forth her full power. This is the truth, and now you have learned all that those young people waiting in Lysander Cafe wanted you to learn. Go and speak with Grisham, and with AZ. Then do what must be done. Do you like how I got a little more aggressive as I read through those logs that clearly take place over a span of time, and they're all clearly narrated by Lysander? That was a touch from me. To really capture his descent into madness. And then he walks into the room and it's the same voice I started with, but with even less conviction. I'm proud of that. That was an on-the-fly call, and I'm happy with how it went. Did you see Lysander? I met him inside. To think that he is still alive. And yet, he doesn't seem to remember us in the slightest. How could he just forget? It's all because of him that the rest of us... Grizel, there will be a time for such things later. And you, DB. You now know the truth of AZ's sins. And so I make this request of you. Get AZ's Floette and give her to me. Why would I do a thing like that? You must see it by now. With AZ's special Floette, we should be able to keep Prism Tower controlled. Everything we've learned points to that conclusion. We must stop the tower from going on a rampage if we're ever to achieve the kind of beautiful world Team Flare once dreamed of. And if we can be the ones to protect Lumiose, then people will finally see us differently. Do you understand? We were mere children born to those who chose to join Team Flare, and yet we too became pariahs in the eyes of society when Team Flare was disbanded. But we couldn't just leave Lumiose. This city is our home too, and we love it as much as anyone else. The only reason Team Flare existed was to make Lumiose better. To make all of Kalos better. At Nouveau Cafe, we've worked hard to provide coffee to those who have little else. And as we've worked there, we've also heard the voices of Lumiose's people. We understand this city better than anyone else. We know its people better than anyone else. So if you really want to face me in battle, you'll need more than just a challenger's ticket. You'll need to be ready to hand over AZ's Floette to me. I must become the strongest Pokemon trainer by battling my way up through the ZA Royale. I must become the strongest Mega Evolution user. Then I will be the one to restrain Prism Tower with AZ's Floette. Go. Talk with the rest of Team MZ and decide what it is you really ought to do. It's time they all learned of AZ's sins. Now, go back to Hotel Z. This section has a lot of drama. Alright, let's pop over to Quasartico. Let's just pick up some more Mega Stones. Yes, please. Okay, just grab those three. I don't have a Skarmory, but who knows? Maybe I will someday. It's good to have these things. Elevator key. I should go check Racine Construction as well and see if I have enough screws to trade. I have 7. Nope. Not enough. Okay. To Hotel Z it is. You've returned. I heard from Emma what leads you were following up on. I imagine you've learned much of my tale by now, isn't that right? Oh, hey, Davey. Davey. Hey, Davey. Keep doing it. It's like a southern, like, Davey. Davey. Hey, DB. Did you manage to find Grisham? Oh, I found him all right. No kidding. I went digging into the rumors about Grisham with Emma after our chat. Seems he's one formidable trainer. Plus, he's part of this group, Team Flare Nouveau, and he's been gathering all sorts of info about Lumios from customers at Nouveau Cafe. He even seems to know something is weird he even seems to know something weird's going on with Prism Tower. AZ, is there any chance you could tell us more about the tower given the situation? Yes. I have also been thinking. It is time I talked to you all about it. Come. We can speak on the roof. DB, you know of the ultimate weapon, don't you? Yes, I know the truth. Then I shall tell you of the terrible sins I have committed. And of my regrets. In the war that occurred 3,000 years ago, many things were lost. So many Pokémon had their futures stolen. People lost the everyday lives they'd known. And my Floette was sent to the front lines, where she lost her life. I made a device, a machine that could grant life, all so that I could revive my beloved Floette. I brought Floette back to life. I got what I had loved most. But my rage had not subsided. I could not forgive the world that had hurt the Pokémon that I loved. In my rage, I remade my device into the ultimate weapon. I put an end to the senseless conflict that would have taken everything from us. By becoming destruction itself. The light fired from the ultimate weapon reached the heavens, then poured down, burning away all that rested upon the earth. But Floette must have known the truth. She must have realized that the life I had given her was stolen from so many other Pokémon. She left me, and I wandered alone for 3,000 years. Seriously? For 3,000 whole years? During those long years of aimless wandering, a man of great power asked me for my help. He said he wanted a way to protect Kalos. At this, I thought to myself, I cannot make another device that would take from others. But perhaps I could make one that would share the eternal life I had bestowed on Floette. That is what Ange is. That is what is hidden deep within Prism Tower. I built Ange to give meaning to the eternal life I had burdened Floette with. It was, in one sense, my attempt to atone to Floette for what I'd done. I dreamed of the day when I could use Ange after reuniting with Floette at last. That day did not come to pass. That was because we were living in a time of peace. But now Ange. The tower is emitting excessive amounts of mega power, even without Mega Floette present. This is only conjecture on my part, but I believe it may be related to the ultimate weapon being fired 5 years ago. That shock awoke Ange and has caused the mega power contained within it to spill forth. it has led to this rampant rogue mega evolution. The Pokemon suffer. The people come to harm. There is only one way to put an end to the pain. A Mega Evolution user must Mega Evolve Floette, and together reach the control panel within Ange. I never could have imagined that you and Floette had that kind of history. And the tower, too. So we need the strongest Mega Evolution user to stop the tower from going berserk? I have a question. Why would Floette be able to Mega Evolve at all? Normally Pokemon can only Mega Evolve when they aren't capable of evolving any further. Shouldn't Floette be able to evolve into Florges? My Floette cannot evolve. Perhaps because she is such a special Pokemon, having received the lives of so many others. Though that is only my conjecture. Floette returning to my side again after 3,000 years was an act of forgiveness. But she likely also returned to me, so that I could atone for my sins by stopping the tower. However, I no longer have it in me to do battle as a trainer. I mean, yeah, I guess you might have kicked all those events into motion easy. But I'm sure you never dreamed the tower would go berserk like this. That doesn't matter. AZ still made this awful mess, and Team MZ is stuck cleaning it up. Naveen! I appreciate that AZ is trying to right his wrongs, and I owe him as much as any of us do. I don't want to be the bad guy any more than the rest of you, but accountability matters. You do realize we might die trying to fix all this, don't you? Naveen is correct in what he says. I continue to cause you children nothing but trouble because of my own powerlessness. I truly am sorry. I hear you, AZ. Just leave this to Team MC. DB, it's up to us to keep the tower from going wild. That means you've gotta go beat Grisham. Now, one for sure. Knew we could count on you, DB. Whatever Grisham and Team Flare Nouveau's deal is, it won't stop us from stopping the tower. Now it's time to go see Grisham about your promotion match. Thank you. I will forever be grateful for meeting you all, my dear Team MZ. The drama is at a peak. I will say, this is one of the best finales to a Pokemon game. I think between this and Scarlet and Violet, it's just two of the best finales. I mean, PLA was also very good, and I think that's one thing, before I start this fight, that I just want to, like, touch on is, like, Legends EA, its mechanics didn't click with everyone, but, like, it has this, like, amazing plot, and especially, like, as you get to the end, it builds and it builds and it builds into, like, such a satisfying climax and conclusion. And that's something that I think a lot of people are coming to appreciate. You know, a lot of people were sitting there when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out, and people were like, how does anyone enjoy this? This game has all of these bugs and these glitches, and universally, the answer was, the story is so good. There were a lot of people who enjoyed the gameplay loop of Scarlet and Violet. I thought it was okay. I really don't think the open world added much. I think people are starting to feel that way as time goes on. They're kind of coming to that conclusion now. But it had just such a satisfying and interesting story. And I think terrestrialization is also just a really good mechanic. I think it's probably the best gimmick they've had, hands down. And I really liked Dynamax, which a lot of people didn't, but I think in doubles Dynamax was great. But I think Terastallization has added a lot more than Dynamax did. Because Dynamax, I loved the strategy of it, but Terastallization, I really love the variety. I've never really been one to train multiple of the same Pokemon before, but with Terastallization, I could justify it. I trained multiple Sawsbuck, where I had my original Sawsbuck, which was a summer form, and that one was just a grass Terra type. I had a spring form, and I made that one a fairy Terra type. I had the winter form, and I had made that one an ice Terra type. So like I was like building into these like fun dynamics where I'm pulling these things. I made teams that were like anime references and had Terra types based on that. Like I had a Squawkabilly. I actually really like Squawkabilly. I had a Guts Squawkabilly. That was the blue one, and that Squawkabilly was named Josuke and had a Ghost Terra type. So it like looked like it had like an aura, like it was using like stand powers and stuff from JoJo's. And, you know, there was so much that added. But I think the biggest thing that everyone agreed on with Scarlet and Violet was that story is amazing. Like, no matter what, I think the plot of Scarlet and Violet is hands down one of the best things they've done with Pokemon ever. I think the plot with Arven and his Mabastiff is wonderful. I know there were a lot of people who straight up brought to tears by it. It's just such a sad and beautiful story, and then it ends on like this beautiful happy note, and I think it's great. And then, you know, it builds all up, and then you go to Area 0 and you meet the professor, who you've never met the professor of the region in the game. He's not in the game at all. You see a little bit of him, and you talk with him on the phone, but you never get to meet him. And then you meet him, or her, if you're playing in Scarlet. Thunderstorm is coming on. So I'm gonna try to keep this quick, just in case the storm is strong enough to like knock the power out or something. But yeah, but you have that, and then you get the reveal that the professor's dead, and that's a robot that the professor made as a way to do more work. And then that going into like the Paradise Protection Protocol and like all that is just such a great climax. To the story with Ogerpon, it was so beautiful. And then, you know, you feel genuinely for God, now I'm not remembering his name, but the kid Kieran, who really wanted to be friends with Ogerpon, wanted to have Ogerpon, and Ogerpon chose you over him, and then he has like this whole arc where he gets mean, and I didn't care for that as much. I didn't like the plot of Blueberry Academy stuff as much, but it was so good. And like PLA was also this really good plot, really exciting finale, and it's like they've been at the top of their game as far as their writing has gone for the past several years now. And even Sword and Shields, it was okay. I think it was not great, but there was a lot of charm to it. And I think people started to notice that. And I think it's great, just how much fun they're having with the writing in these games. But anyways, I gotta go fight Grisham. Did you arrive at an answer together with your fellows in Team MZ? Yes, I'll battle you. Honestly, why has Team MZ been trying so hard to reach the top of the ZA Royale anyways? We're fighting for Floette. Yeah, we all know about the old man and that black flower Floette of his. So all you idiots hope to achieve is helping AZ tidy away the mess he made for everyone. Frizzell, please. That's too far. But it is true that UDB don't have any real ties to the city. What reason does an outsider like you have to want to protect Lumios? Care about the people here. That's good. I'm glad you also have something you wish to fight for. It's very rich, the wind. But it still pales before my own desire to emerge victorious from this battle. I will become the greatest trainer and use AZ's Floette to protect this city from the tower. And I will restore the honor. And I will restore honor to the memory of Team Flare and all who have had their names tied to it. I will make our dream into reality at last. That is why I must defeat you. No more delays. Let's finish this. Charizard, one piping hot battle to go. I gotta get moving. I mean, even the power goes, it's not going to lose progress. It's just, I want this to be done in this stream. Your resolve is nothing compared to my own. You carry nothing like the burdens that I carry. And yet you think you'll be able to save Lumiose. I will show you my resolve. May the flames of Team Flare rage strong and true, and burn away all our shame and regrets. Charizard, let your dark flames pour forth. Metal time! Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Grisham, that was not a... I'm not letting that happen. Oh. Just very suddenly it was like, it's raining now. Like, it was raining, and then it was like... It's still not that crazy, but... Tyranitar. Sorry, Grisham. This fight ain't fair. And I intend to keep it that way. His Charizard's out, and his Charizard is about to get easier to fight. My wasted youth. Nothing but ash and ruin. Mega Evolve and burn it all away, Charizard. The rain's coming out even more now. Draining Kist as he ran past. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Goodbye. You certainly do direct your Pokemon with skill. There is no denying it. Your victory is confirmed. Congratulations, now processing your promotion. Promoted to rank A. You just see the rain pouring down. Yeah, the good thing our bedroom windows are open right now. Our bedroom windows don't... They have, like, awnings over them, so they're fine. It's just really... Like, I can hear the water, like, slamming against the awnings right now. It's all raining out there. I don't know if there was a visible change behind me at the windows, but it is pouring. You lost, but Charizard and the rest of your team looked happy in that battle, Grisham. I'll go later a bit. If only we could leave behind the name of Team Flare. Leave behind Lumiose itself. We'd free ourselves of such a heavy burden. But Team Flare, the dreams that Lysander hoped to make real. That world of beauty and that sense of justice still have hold of us. And they tie us to this place. Lysander may have gone astray, but there was true righteousness in his heart. His ideals, the care he showed for us all. If I threw them aside now, I don't know who I'd be. It seems you are now Lumiose's strongest Mega Evolution user to me. Please, take care of Prism Tower. And our city. Of course I will. If you have need of us, we will come to your aid. After all, Nouveau exists in order to help others, so we can make the world beautiful together. Toward that aim, let me provide you with a TM. Fireblades. And come by Nouveau Cafe anytime. I'll make you one of those flamethrower roasts you like. It is just pouring, man. Oh, it might be hailing a bit. I see things bouncing. And it's getting lighter. Hi, Zygarde. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely hailing out. And there's like a little bit of sun poking through. Just how you know a storm is crazy. If there's sunlight and hail and it's storming. Wow. Wait, I gotta check real quick. I'm gonna be right back and I'm probably gonna come back soaked, but I gotta see. There's a crazy rainbow right now because there's a decent chance of one. So, bear with me a sec. It's slowed down a little bit, but the storm's moving, so there's still going to be areas that are raining. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I don't know how long it was going, probably like 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. I'm not soaked. I am a little damp. But no rainbow. It's sad. I have water all over my glasses now, though. I may have been defeated. I may have been found unworthy of becoming Zygarde's trainer. But I'll build a life that shows these things aren't what define me. Hey, Zygarde. Grisham. It seems self-serving desires crept in and overshadowed the ideals he holds dear. Though I, of course, am to blame for that. Thank you for helping him to see the error of his ways. Prism Tower appears to be near its breaking point. And, unfortunately, Zygarde still lacks the last of the cells it needs to use its full strength. When the time comes, I hope you'll be able to protect this city. Or, rather, not the city itself, but every living being here in Lumiose. Croissant curry time! It's like... Hello. Guess what? I made it to rank A2. Whoa, you both reached rank A at the same day? Or on the same day? Must have helped you two a lot to have strong teammates like each other to train with. With 2 A-ranked trainers, we'll be able to take care of the tower for sure. Big yes to that. I suppose that means it's nearly time for Floette to help us resolve this whole situation. I wonder who Floette will choose. Floette, what is it? What's wrong? Wait. Floette looks like she's in pain. The tower. Is it Ange that is affecting you? You okay? It's like, I'm fine, I'm great, I'm good. Alright, looks like she'll be okay. But I'm sure Floette's pretty worried too. There's no telling if we'll really be able to stop the tower. That's true enough. But we'll never succeed if we let ourselves get too caught up worrying about things going wrong. Yeah! Now's the time to blow off steam and have some fun. Shake the worries off. We've got some big wins to celebrate after all. You said it. Rest easy this night. I know that the future of Lumiose and of this world will be safe in your hands. That night. Boom! We give this tower 5 big booms. DB, you alright? I'm gonna go find out what's happening. Meet me by the elevator. So this is the start of the end. And that will be in next week's stream. That is not happening this week. So I hope everyone's excited. It's time to finish ZA. Here, let me... Am I allowed to... I'm not allowed to have a Pokemon out in this room. Am I allowed to... Okay, I am allowed to at least have my camera out. Okay, so let's go do our thumbs up. Let's get our sad face on. Let's look at Rotom. things are going bad, so let's go at like a crazy angle. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Oh, look at Rotom. Okay. Get rid of that. Wrong option. Let's use that. So, here we are. The end of the second to last stream of Pokemon Legends ZA. And the Nuzlocke I'm doing with it. This is a really fun game to Nuzlocke. You definitely have to modify some things to make it work. Like, you have to modify how you handle your encounters. Like, you could do the first thing you see in any area, but a lot of the spawns in this game are static. Which I'm really hoping that they can kind of lean out of when they do Pokemon Winds and Waves. Because obviously Scarlet and Violet, there's a level of staticness, but it was like, oh, these spots can spawn this, this, or this. So there was like a decent way to get variety, but like some spawns, like you just had to be like, I have to go all the way over to here. And like, yeah, there's some routes in some games, especially like X and Y had the different colored flowers, and they had different spawns in them. So there were some things that you had to be at like a specific grass patch for or something before you could, you know, get the Pokemon as an encounter. But I think, I don't know, I think that it's nice to have some variety about what the first thing you can see is going to be. Hey, Tuck. Yeah, he's happy. He's just happy to be held. He's just a baby. An old baby. That's what he is. We actually have to give him, he has to go through radiation treatment soon. Because he doesn't have cancer, but he has hyperthyroidism, which is a tumor on the thyroid that is causing him all sorts of problems. And a few things that are just continuations of how he's always been his whole life. Hyperthyroidism can cause hyperactivity. It can cause overeating. It can cause weight loss. It can cause poor like self-care. It can make them chatty. And he's always been chatty. He's always been a big eater. He's always been a defensive eater. Like, he eats too much and throws it up. Throwing up is another thing that can be a sign of hyperthyroidism in cats. The only thing that's been weird is that he's been losing weight. And the thing is, he is rather old. And I was expecting him to slow down more than he has. But according to the clinic we're going to be taking him to, based on his blood work and stuff, it only looks like he's had hyperthyroidism for a few months now. And we caught it pretty early. But I don't know, maybe it's been longer and it's been like a relatively slow moving form. But like, he's always kind of been like this. He's always been chatty. He's always been, you know, a hungry, like motivated baby. So, but he's old. He's an old man, so he's starting to have problems from that. They said that his hyperthyroidism hasn't gotten too severe, because basically what happens is the tumor starts needing it starts basically screaming for more and more protein. It's not a cancerous tumor, it's just a tumor. But it just keeps calling for, I need more protein, I need more this, I need more this. And produces too much of the hormone that the thyroid produces, which makes you hungry and increases your metabolism, and so it ups your heart rate, and all of your bodily processes are running at a faster pace. But basically it'll like make you need more fat, more protein, more fat, more protein. And if you're not getting enough in your diet, this is the same for people or for cats. Like, if you're not getting enough of the nutrients that the thyroid is demanding, you end up kind of in this state where your body starts eating itself. So it starts depleting its fat reserves, its muscle, especially because it wants the protein. And it will also, as a result, start eating the heart. The heart has fat and protein. So it starts eating it. But because your metabolism's moving faster, your heart beats faster. So it starts causing damage to the heart as it's tearing away the muscle, but making it work harder. So it's this really, like, it just destroys your internal organs. He has a little bit of a heart murmur from it, but he's had no issues from it so far, other than obviously the weight loss and the fact that he's developed that murmur. So we are going to be taking him to a specialized clinic in Ohio, and they are going to give him I believe it's iodine 131 treatment, which is the same that is used in humans for hyperthyroidism. The thyroid is the only organ in the human and cat body that uses iodine. So if you inject iodine 131, which is a radioactive form of it, the only place in the body it goes, no matter where you inject it, is straight to the thyroid, and it just sits in there and just destroys those tumor cells, because they're the only ones actively working right now, because the brain is saying, hey, we have too much of this hormone, stop the thyroid, and only the normal thyroid cells are listening, but the tumor's not. So basically it will just keep pumping and pumping and pumping this iodine into this tumorous tissue, and then it just kills all those cells. And then eventually the levels of that hormone start to drop in the system, and the brain goes, whoa, we need more. And then the normal thyroid can start to pick that up and start producing that hormone again. So that's basically what's going to happen to him. Is we're going to take him to this clinic. They're going to just literally, like it's a vaccine, give him an injection of this radioactive iodine, and then he just keeps on being him, just with radioactive thyroid for a little while. As a result, it kind of limits the amount of time we're supposed to spend directly in contact with him. We're going to have to put him into a bit of a kitty quarantine because he likes to sleep on our bed, and that's not recommended. Thankfully, the half-life of iodine 131 is 8 days. So within about 2 weeks, he'll have a quarter of the radioactivity. There's not a lot of radioactivity. So after a couple weeks, he doesn't need to be on any form of significant quarantine or anything like that. He won't be all that radioactive and dangerous to anyone, including himself. And then because he's a cat and he uses cat litter, we do have to keep our cat litter stored for like a month or so. Basically because, so a lot of the, and this happens with cancer as well, like when a tumor breaks down, it gets urinated out for the most part. So he's going to urinate out all of that radioactive iodine, and it's only slightly radioactive, but since you throw out cat litter, it gets scanned. They scan garbage ever since 9/11, just to make sure that no one happens to have anything radioactive, like they're like a weapon or something, and there's no traces of that in someone's garbage. So they scan the garbage, and so there's a chance that if we weren't keeping Buzz's cat litter stored, that we could run into some issues with the government being like, whoa, you've got radiation, and we'd probably at that point have to show them like, oh, our cat went through this treatment recently and that's why. But basically the recommendation is just store it for a little bit, keep the cat litter stored in a safe container, and just leave it there for a couple, or like a few weeks to a month, so that it can naturally degrade that radioactivity and like naturally decay. But no, it's a super safe and effective treatment. There's like a 97% chance of success. A little pricey, but the place we're going is cheaper than the more local place we could go to, and doesn't have any like surprise fees or anything like that. They know what they're doing. This is the only thing they do. So we get to go take him. He's going to get new blood work at the end of this month. And then they're going to compare that against his previous blood work. And then they're going to use that to determine the dosage he needs for the iodine. And then we're taking him in the start of next month. It's going to be around, like, I think early mid-April, like not quite in the middle. So I'm not going to be streaming probably on Wednesday, April 8th when we take him into the clinic, and then he's going to be there for a few days until they, give him his treatment, and they're going to like monitor and kind of do some other tests and stuff, and then we take him back. So early April is going to be one day at least that there won't be a stream, maybe two. But then also just another life update. Gwen and I are looking to move soon. We're going to try to buy a house. And so we're probably within the next month or two going to be starting the actual, like, hopefully if we find a place within that time frame, hopefully we would start moving around that time frame as well. So just keep that in mind. When we move, there's going to be some slowdown on stream, so don't expect me to be starting anything new as like a main series in the meantime. I know that XD Gale of Darkness is coming out in March, this month at some point, but if we end up moving in April, that would cause a delay on that, so I'm probably going to be hesitant to start a new main series after this until we're able to be moved and a little more settled. So expect that there's going to be a bit of a hiatus in the near future. Don't know exactly when. We just started, like, we applied for a loan, we got a pre-approval and whatnot. It's just a matter of us actually going out, looking at houses, making offers, and seeing if we actually get something. So that's where we're at right now. So hopefully that won't be terribly long, and it'll be awesome for everything on this end, because that's one of the things that I want to have is, obviously this is my living room. Like, you see Gwen on the couch back there behind me sometimes when I'm streaming at this angle. Something that I really want is to kind of have almost a dual living room setup, one that's kind of like a den, one that's a normal living room, and that I would have my stream set up in the one that's more of a den, so that I can kind of shut myself off from the rest of the house, and you don't get background noise from stuff like that. You don't have me inconveniencing Gwen and being like, hey, if you want to use the couch at all, I'm streaming, at this camera angle, and so that's going to be visible. So if you don't want to be on stream, like, you just have to not be on the couch. Like, I don't like inconveniencing people that way. So that's one of the other big things that's coming up. A lot of big changes are coming. But also just the nature of our lease that we have at this place that we've been renting for the past several years now, since 2021. Our lease is up technically, I think, in May. I think like May 1st is when our lease expires. But I've discussed it with our landlord, and he said that we can't do like a 6-month lease, so we do have a bit of a shorter time frame for house hunting and stuff. But and then one of the other things is that we have some of our money is wrapped up in something that's not going to mature until like a little ways into April. So I don't know exactly what day that's going to be. I'd have to check what that was exactly. But so with that, it's probably not going to be until April. There's a chance that maybe we would kind of get some help from family if we needed to move sooner than that would allow. But I think that's one thing I kind of want to do, is just because we have a shortened time frame, like possibly making offers for houses above asking price here or there, just to better secure our chances of getting it. If we really like the place, like, I want to make a slightly higher offer, but go, hey, this is like the day that we would be able to do that. Like, we can't do that until this CD matures or whatever, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. So like that's kind of one of my goals, is to kind of be able to like negotiate that, hey, we can't do this now, but we can give you more than you want a little later, like just a smidge later. So I don't know. We're new to all this. We're young, so it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a lot of figuring things out. But yeah, if there's any reason that I don't stream on a Wednesday or something like that in the near future here, that's probably why, is that we're doing something house hunting related, or like touring a place, or doing an open house. So that's all going to be here in the next couple months. And it's crazy because like we've been here 5 years now almost. And it's been great. It's, I guess 4 years. No, 5, because yeah, I would have been at my job 5. So, or would we be starting our 5th year? 21. So 1 year at 22, 1 year at 23, 1 year at 24, 1 year at 25. Yeah. Well, I've been here 5 years, which is crazy. It's crazy to think about. We've been here like since college. I guess the house ain't perfect, but it's definitely like it's been our home. So it's gonna be bittersweet leaving it. Though we are excited to look at places that are nicer than our current one. That give us a little more. We don't want a big house, but we want something that gives us like the amount of space and the type of space that we feel like we would prefer. And in this one, we don't have like central air, so our upstairs gets really hot in the summer, and I mean like really hot. It's basically unlivable. So the way Gwen and I treat this house is, for the most part, we are a basement and a first floor. And that's it. And there's 3 floors, but the upstairs, like, it has a guest bedroom and a room that we use for storage right now. And so I'd rather that we have a space that we can utilize the space we have more. And also, like, have a room that I can use as a more dedicated stream setup. I'm not huge on things like on everything being smart, but I'm like, I've thought about like, oh, if I had like a stream setup, I could do like a smart light that I can have like specific lighting for when I'm streaming. And if I wanted to run like a tabletop campaign, I could have that like, you know, a light over a table that I can control the color of, so that it like creates different vibes. You know, just things like that I've thought about. I want to be able to have a space where I can have a shelf that just has all my games on it. Because I have a huge physical game collection that's just all in like a giant tote bin that's under our bed right now. Except for like a few things, like I have all of my Switch 2 cases are like in my computer desk right now because I can't fit them all in that tote. So it would just be nice to have like a shelf that I can have all of those on display on. I have a bunch of DVDs. And just like have a more efficient use of the space that we would be able to have. And we've kind of been hesitant to at this place because it's a less permanent place. We're renting. We wouldn't own it anytime, you know? So it's like we've been hesitant to get too much big heavy furniture, you know, because we've always had the knowledge that this place is going to be temporary. We're going to move out of it within, you know, several years. We didn't know how long we'd be here initially, but we knew it was going to be a while. So it's going to be nice. I think it's going to make the production value of my stream setup a lot nicer. It's going to make it easier for me to record pre-recorded video. That's another thing I want to do more, and I'm always hesitant to do it because I have my microphone here, I have my computer over there, and in the corner of this living room, and if I want to record audio, I have to just say, "Hey Gwen, can you like go somewhere else?" Because even if she's in like another room, she's gonna make some noise or something, and I don't want to like bother her with that, or you know. And like even then, like even if I was to say like, oh, you can be here while I'm doing it, don't worry. Like I still have to like be like, okay, but you can't make noise. You have to go into this other room somewhere. Like you have to be so far from it. I just don't. I don't want to do that. You know, like that's not. It doesn't feel great to me. I always feel bad when that happens. So all in all, it's going to be great when we do get to move. I'm really excited for what the future holds. But after the series, it's going to be things are going to be a little up and down on the channel temporarily, and then I'll be coming back swinging and bringing a whole heck of a lot more to this channel and to other things. So we'll see when that time comes, but hopefully soon ish. It's probably gonna be a month or so, but again, it's crazy because like we've been here 5 years, so it's kind of like there's a lot of like, and we didn't change much about this place. Like we didn't repaint the walls or anything, but like we never made this space our own, but it kind of became our own over time. And so it is going to be sad to leave it. But one thing I can confidently say is the couch behind me is probably staying. We are not going to take it with us. It's a nice big couch, but we would rather not have this one. It's a little old. It's had some issues. But I'm just rambling at this point, though. I should probably, get going. So thank you so much if you joined me live or after the fact. Either way is cool with me as long as you had some fun. That said, I'm going to go do human things as humans do, and you probably should too. So thank you so much. Goodbye. Farewell. I'm off, and I will see you next Wednesday, hopefully, but next Saturday at the latest to finish this game. So goodbye. I'm gonna go hit the button now. Gonna end it. Bye.